Well, hello again. I'm meteorologist Danielle Moss with a weather update for you. Today has definitely been a busy weather day. Once again, we had severe storms roll through and a few tornado warnings that were to the south of us, moving near Macon. And now we're starting to see more of a flooding threat than that severe weather threat. We also have had a very sad update in the last 20 minutes or so. In fact, some of our media partners have reported that 2 people have unfortunately passed away from the storms that rolled through earlier in Columbus, Georgia. So we're definitely working to find out more about what happened there and where they were located and get more details, because whenever we see these strong storms, whenever you see any of these intense storms roll through, you can hear the claps of thunder outside right now here in Midtown. It's definitely a very serious situation. So here's a look at our current satellite and radar. Not too much heavy rainfall moving through the metro Atlanta. There's pockets, and this is what's going to be happening. Over the next few hours, we'll dry out. We'll have a few pockets of heavy rainfall. We'll see light rain, and then it'll be more heavy pockets of rainfall. So off and on heavy showers are definitely anticipated for the next few hours and as we enter into your Monday. This is a closer look at home. Over the last 2 hours or so, we had a break here in metro Atlanta, and now we are really starting to see that rainfall come down. In fact, I want to pull up one of our cameras so that you can see exactly what we're talking about, because it is definitely one of those times where you are thinking that, okay, we're in the clear, but unfortunately it's really not. This is look at the airport, right? The airport ground stop has been lifted. You can see that there is a plane taxiing right now. However, there's not the same story all across the board. In fact, some places are definitely still dealing with the heavy rain. This is a look at our Truist Park camera. You can see that rain kind of intensifying just a little bit. I want to pull up our Georgia Tech camera so that we can see what's happening at our Georgia Tech camera, because that is definitely going to be having some heavy rainfall on it. And, you know, over the last few hours, we have had these brief periods of nice clear skies, and then things just really picked back up. So as you plan the rest of your evening and even going into the overnight hours, make sure that you are prepared for that heavy rain. This is looking at our Georgia Tech camera again, and you can start to see that the visibility is getting low. Those raindrops are starting to hit the camera there. It is definitely a very wet time right now. This is one of those very heavy showers that I was telling you about. So just be prepared for that heavy rainfall to continue off and on throughout the next few hours. Let's go back to our radar so you can see what else is happening across the state of Georgia. There was severe weather down near Macon, and now we're looking at some strong storms near Warner's Robin. Still, there is a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect, not into our viewing area, but still very interesting. As you take a closer look here at metro Atlanta, when I started the 6 o'clock newscast just an hour ago, we were looking at no rainfall at all, but you can see this very heavy downpour that's happening right here over metro Atlanta. This is what we're hearing over our station right now. That is going to be continuing at least for the next 10 minutes or so. So definitely anticipate this to continue. This is look at our storm reports over the last 24 hours, and I can assure you that they will be growing in the next few hours. Right now, a lot of them have not been inputted into the system, so we'll start to see more of those grow, unfortunately. And as you take another look at our current camera with our current conditions, it's actually 63 degrees outside here in metro Atlanta, and it's cool. It's rainy outside. This is just one of those days where you want to just kind of sit in the house and do a whole bunch of nothing, because it's just wet and unsettled. This is look at our 24-hour temperature change. I said those temperatures have dropped, and if you didn't believe me, here is a graphic to help tell you that weather story. In fact, here in Atlanta, we are 21 degrees cooler than what we were this time yesterday. Most of these temperatures fell within the last 10 to 12 hours when that rainfall rolled through here. So a lot of cooler temperatures. Athens, Covington, Dalton, Canton, all 22 degrees cooler than what they were this time yesterday. And while we are still under a severe weather threat for today, our focus has changed now. The severe weather threat here in metro Atlanta has ceased, which is good, but we're not out of the woods just yet. There is a flood watch in effect now through Monday evening, and because of that, we have extended our weather impacts alert. In fact, if you're curious of what our new weather impacts alert is, let me pull up that graphic so you can see exactly what we are talking about. you need to be prepared for some heavy rainfall to be continuing over the next few hours. This is the current one. This is through Sunday evening. That one has really expired as far as the strong storms are concerned, but this is our new flood risk for the next few hours. As we head into your Monday, we do have flood risk, so you need to be prepared. If you know a place that floods a lot, I can name a few places that just flood in normal rainfall. Make sure that you are prepared. Do not drive through those areas right now, because when we have these pockets of heavy rain, we're just going to see a lot of accumulation, and it's going to continue to grow in the next few hours. Don't drive through flood waters during this time. You definitely want to turn around. We always say turn around, don't drown. This is a great time to heed that advice, because you don't want to find yourself floating down the street or even stuck if your car stalls out, which is very likely to happen. And we see that happen a lot when we talk about severe weather and flooding. This is the good news that I have to bring to you. Our tornado watch has been completely wiped out for all of our viewing area, which is great news. We are not in a tornado watch at all. That's another indicator that the severe weather threat is over for us. So that's really good news as we head throughout the next few hours as well. Maybe you can rest a little bit easy, unless, once again, you live in a flood prone area, then that will be changing. Here's a look at your current temperatures. It's cooler outside. It's 63 degrees here in Atlanta, 60 in Gainesville, and around 59 in Blairsville and Clayton as well, and 64 in LaGrange. Let's take a look at tonight's forecast. What can we expect? I think this shows a good weather story for us as far as our temperatures are concerned, right? We've been seeing our temperatures fall all day long into the 60s. And in fact, right now, overnight, you can kind of see those temperatures maybe taking a little bit of a rise as we head into the overnight hours. Now, we are expecting rain and thunderstorms to be continuing. So some of these storms, like you hear right now here in Midtown, you can hear that thunder, but we're not really anticipating any severe weather. But the very interesting thing for tomorrow, our temperatures are going to be falling throughout the day for tomorrow. So that's very important that you know that. Don't leave the house anticipating those highs to be into the 60s. It's not going to feel like that. Got to factor in the cloud cover. You have to factor into the rainfall. And when you see those temperatures at 7 a.m. at 64 degrees, and then they start on a downward slope throughout the day, by the time we get to 7 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to be into the mid 50s. So make sure you are prepared for cooler temperatures throughout the day on Monday. Not just the cooler temperatures, but also that rainfall chance. So let's time out the rain for you. What can you expect? When is it going to stop? So let's get right on into it. Over the next few hours, you can start to see, and I'll move out the way a little bit. This is a look at 10:30 p.m. In fact, I have pause points so I can take a step back. At 10:30 p.m. here in Metro Atlanta, we are still experiencing some pretty heavy downpours. Now, as we advance it into 11, you can start to see a little bit of a break. And in fact, if I pull it back just a little bit and time it out, there we go. At 2 a.m., you can see there's a little bit of a break from that heavy rainfall. But Peachtree City, LaGrange, Thomaston, Covington still getting a lot of heavy rainfall. And as we advance it again, once again, we're under the gun here in Metro Atlanta around 4:30 a.m. So this just lets you know what we're expecting from the next few hours. We will have heavy rain and then a break, and then more heavy rainfall and then another break. So that's why there is that flash flood watch out. This is a look at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Things could start slacking up, but unfortunately some of the models have the potential to see another round of heavy rain as we head into your Monday afternoon. This model shows that maybe we start to get a little bit of a break by 6 o'clock p.m. and that would be ideal to keep some of that flood risk lower. But we are unfortunately thinking that overnight tonight and into your early part of your Monday will be the greatest chance to see some flood risk here in Metro Atlanta and across most of North Georgia as well. So what do you need to know? You need to make sure that you are not driving through floodwaters. That is the main concern. Don't walk through those floodwaters. Make sure that you are very, very careful. In fact, when we talk about the brief periods of dryness compared to the heavy rain and what we're seeing, take a look at this video. This was sent in by Marcos Strickland, and you can see the rainfall coming in this morning. Heavy rain, sheets of rainfall, and you can see it coming off the rooftops of those homes and the wind blowing in the trees. It's definitely expected throughout the next few hours. So we're not quite done with that threat, but we are done with the severe weather. You need to make sure that you are prepared in case some of those trees come down. Whenever we have winds that are elevated, some trees could come down. This picture was from Coweta and Fayette EMC. So this is the power company there. They have restored a lot of power there. Thousands of people were without power earlier today, and now we're starting to see some restoration in that area. But that tree is literally on the power lines there. So just make sure that you are prepared. Charge your phones intermittently throughout the day so that you know that your phone won't be dying during the worst part of the day, especially if you work at home. You want to be prepared for that. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast so that you can know exactly what you can expect going forward. We have been talking about the flood risk. Severe weather risk is mostly behind us, but now we are focused on the potential for flooding, and that's going to be taking place on your Monday. Now on Monday, highs are going to be into the 60s, but we're going to get there early in the day. Throughout the day on Monday, our temperatures will be falling to the upper 50s, and that is going to be very cool for us. You have to think, last week we were talking about record-breaking heat where our temperatures were into the 80s, and that felt great, right? The first taste of spring. And now unfortunately we are going back and we are reverting into the upper 50s throughout the day for your Monday. And then Tuesday our high will only be 61. So be prepared for cooler weather to start this week. We will climb back up into the 70s though as we head into your Thursday. I know people are wondering, what can we expect from the Masters if you're traveling? Make sure you are prepared for more rainfall to be coming really for your Friday, and then as we head into the rest of the weekend. Right now Friday does not look like what we've been seeing. In fact, I can show you with one of our long range futurecasts what Friday looks like. This is a look at today with that long range futurecast. You can see that's heavy rain and thunderstorms, and that's exactly what we saw. And even going into your Monday, that's having heavy rainfall, drying out as we head into the rest of the week. And then for your Friday, just rain. This model always kind of is a little bit exaggerated, so don't be caught off guard by that, but there is a 20 to 30% chance for some rainfall on your Friday, so just be prepared for that. Overall though, make sure, and most importantly, you need to make sure that you are weather aware for tonight going into the rest of your Monday as well, because of the potential for flooding. I want you to take this very seriously. We do have that weather impacts alert, and it has been extended until around 4 p.m. on Monday. That's when we are anticipating some of that rainfall to really slack up and give us a break, but make sure that you are taking it easy, making good choices as you are driving through this rain. Now, we're going to continue to keep you updated and bring you the latest on any of the weather. We're going to continue to do these live streams as well so that you can know what to do and what to expect. We'll probably try to do another one a little bit later on this evening. So make sure you keep it right here on 11 Alive Plus.